And there's tired Shanna. So a little bit of a deja vu morning. If you followed last week, you saw us fail to get the camper in for the warranty work. So Saturday morning again, and we're gonna try to do it again. Now I got the new tongue jack on, Shanna's moving vehicles around. We'll get this thing hooked up and hopefully get it over there.
I figure even if we don't leave right away, let's get it just at least hooked up.
Yep. All right, well, we're all hooked up, so this Saturday was a success. So now to drive it over there and hope nothing goes wrong there. So we'll update you in a few. Not sure if the wind and road noise will be too loud, but we decided to look around at campers while we were here getting service on ours, and Shanna found another camper she wants, so now we're debating whether to trade in or not.
I said, I don't like it being sideways. I'm like, I'll pick it.
So you can see this is definitely smaller than what we have now. So you're okay downsizing to this?
Yeah. I'd do this.
So we originally were looking, because there's a few that are a little bigger, that we wanted to see how much truck we'd have to buy to pull them. And then we saw this thing, and Shanna actually liked it. It's lighter than what we have now, more aerodynamic. So we could keep the Tahoe, just put money into the Tahoe, not have to buy an $80,000 truck.
Sander doesn't go with us.
Yeah, so it's just the two of us now. So the space isn't really a problem. So this would get in a lot more smaller campgrounds that we'd like to go to. It'd be better mileage.
The dog would have its own room. Little bed.
Even though ours is bigger, it doesn't have a dinette. This has a dinette, so we'd at least have a place to sit and eat. We cook outside all the time anyway, so this still has an inside stove. So I don't know, they're looking at the odds of us trading, seeing what they can do for us, and we'll see if we take a different one home.
Hello. Dry weight's 2,000.
Yeah. Which our pod dry weight's 3,500.
It's 18 in length.
We're 21, so 3 feet less, that about over 1,000 pounds less.
I like this.
I'm gonna have to quit bringing you to camper places.
I think this would work for us.
It would. And we could go out west and not worry about it.
Yeah.
We ended up getting a good trade-in value, so we said screw it and did it. The camper we're getting is a FreeSolo den. It's made by Braxton Creek. They're a smaller company that makes them, so we're going to hope for the best. Later this week, we'll have to come back and pick it up after the dealership's got it all prepped. Good morning, everybody. So it's another early morning for us, but we are on the way to pick up the new camper. So it's about an hour drive to get over there. And once we get there, we've got to move everything out of our old camper into the new one, since we didn't really plan on doing this. We didn't unpack anything from the old one. So when we get there, we'll let you guys see it and go from there. Well, we're here to pick it up.
Hey honey, seeing these 3 tools, are these all ones that stay? The hose, I know the hose does, and the other.
Those 2 definitely stay.
There's a 3rd one. There's a bunch of them in there.
Yep, those all stay.
Definitely have to rearrange this.
Well, the new camper is home. Size is definitely suited for the Tahoe. Now for Shanna to figure out all the space issues. The Ricky Bobby hands. Alright, so we got her home and all set up. So we'll go ahead and give you the quick tour here. First big difference, tongue jack. So you saw me switch out the one on the other one last week. It was the electric tongue jack that died and seized, so I had to replace it. This one's manual, which putting the sway bars on was a pain with the manual. So that'll be one of our early upgrades. I'm gonna go to an electric one, but we'll have to spec out exactly what we want, and I'm gonna get a good name brand one first. But so this will get upgraded. It's also got a pretty good sized battery tray on it. So a normal battery with it, but we'd like to upgrade to lithium and solar, get it where we can do more boondocking. So that'll be coming. Kind of the boring side, not much to show, but you can see the size is smaller. The slope at the front's the same, but it's got the teardrop back end on this one. So you can see it slopes down the back to be much more aerodynamic. Another deficiency inside of this one that you'll see in a minute is the bathroom. On our old one we had a small but regular bathroom. This one's got a wet bath. That was one of the things that Shanna had said was a no-go, no campers with wet baths, and then she changed her mind, so that's where we ended up here. But one solution around that is we probably won't use the shower inside it much. Most of the parks we stay at have bathhouses that we can go shower. If we're up in Indy, we stay near family we can go to. And then if we're out in the middle of nowhere, this does have an outdoor shower with hot cold. So we talked about getting like a little outdoor shower curtain to put around it. Then you can just come out in swimsuits, shower outside, not worry about it. So that's a nice feature. It does have pass-through storage, a little smaller than the old one, but also a little bit different opening to where Shanna said it could be used better.
Actually, I think it's bigger, really.
So we'll play with that. Another thing this one had that our old one didn't was a hitch on the back, or a receiver. It's only 150 pound weight, but we can now get a bike rack and get bikes. So that'll be nice. And this one was more of the off-road version. So you can see it's got the meatier tires. It had the little bit beefed up suspension, and then the, what is it? All-terrain tires. But so decent tires on it, decent suspension, so we can go do a little more back road stuff. I think the first upgrade we're going to do is the stairs. So it's just got the single stair that tucks up underneath, but especially like here where we're on a hill in the drive, that's a real big step.
Yeah, and Echo can't get into the camper.
So you got a big step up. So we'll probably get the motorized steps that have 2 or 3 steps and fold all the way up inside of it. But we'll have to spec that and price it later. And then we'll step inside and then Shanna will take over. Bear with us a little here. It is a tiny camper, so we're gonna have to get creative with the recording here, but we'll try to get some good shots and show you everything. All right, you're up.
Hello. Yeah, I've always said no to a wet bath.
You can see why.
Yeah.
It's a little weird to have your toilet and shower in the same location.
closed, so if you want to ignore that it's there.
Have the illusion of privacy.
Yeah. Oh, well that's not, I'm not that's that. And then here's our queen size bed, which we didn't have a queen size bed. We had a short queen in our old camper, so we like that this is a full size queen. And then we got some storage here. Not much, but a little bit of storage. And then we have a refrigerator.
Yeah, and this one is not the gas and electric fridge like some of the campers. Our old one was gas or electric. We never used it on gas. And by being all electric, there's a little bit more room in it, so because it doesn't have both sets of components in the back.
And
so
then,
that helps.
Then there's the kitchen. This is what is the kitchen. But we cook mainly outside, so it don't really matter unless there's a really rainy day. But, I mean, you can cook in here. It's just maybe not as ideal. And then there's the AC.
Which was a little odd with the window unit AC instead of the rooftop. But that also makes it super easy to ever replace if we ever need to. So from a maintenance perspective, replacement perspective, it's actually a little bit more convenient.
Well, we were trying to go a little bit less stuff because our old camper had a lot of issues. So we're trying to downsize a little bit and get stuff that can't break as much, hopefully. And the microwave.
I'll rotate behind you.
Then this is what I really liked. We actually have a table to sit in, and it goes out into bed, and probably this is where we'll put the dogs at night. So I do like this, so we can play board games on the boring days. And then it does have storage underneath, which is not easy to get to.
Yeah, we'll have to work on ideas for that.
I've got some ideas already for Jeff to do on this. Thought about it when he was gone at work.
Oh, and before we sit down to talk a little bit more, we'll show you the other big, let's see, not deficiency, design flaw with this camper.
What design flaw? Oh.
So, if you know Shanna, you know she's short.
Yeah, I can bump my head easy.
Yeah, so when we went to look at it, Shanna went to go out, bumped her head at the top, and then 5 minutes later I walked outside. Then when I walked outside, I smacked my head on it. Then we came home, we watched videos about it, and the cameraman in the video we were watching hit his head. And then this morning we went to pick up the camper, and the guy that was doing the delivery for us and walking through everything warned us about that because he said first thing he did this morning was bumped his head.
Yeah, and it hurts when you bump your head on this.
Yeah, that's just a piece of wood with just some thin, like, fake leather wrapped around it. So we're going to go to Hobby Lobby. Shannon's going to pick out some fabric she likes and a bunch of padding, and we're going to pad the crap out of that.
And then we're going to put a sign up here.
Then we have no responsibility if any of you hit your head leaving the camper.
Yeah. Now, if you do it once, I have learned, because I have not done it since then, you learn very quickly when you hit your head pretty hard. I mean,
it's hard.
It's hard.
Alright, so Shanna's first request was for this storage down here to put hinges on this top piece, which looks like it won't be too bad to do, but there's a trim piece on the back here, so it hits this, so I'm going to have to notch around that. I don't want to notch too much because that's where the support hits this, so I might put another board across here, build this up a little bit. That way there's more cross support for this board for when I notch that. So yeah, I'll just notch that section there, put some hinges down at the bottom, and then we can just have the hinged back there.
Open that back up. That is a perfect spot for a laundry basket. So my plan is to buy a laundry basket so then we can put all our clothes in there.
So Shannon just pointing out how much wider this is. You can see we got quite a bit of stuff in there. Well, Shanna got quite a bit of stuff in there.
We still have room for our chairs and everything else we bring.
And then everything else will go in the vehicle.
Yep.
So, once again, having just a table and us being able to sit here like this is a big plus compared to the old one. It had a table, but it went in front of the couch and you had to fold it up and store it with you and then get it out, and then it blocked the entire walkway. So it was nice to have, but this is more usable. And since it's going to be just the two of us, this works. So, like we went over a couple of the upgrades. The fridge will be fine for a while, but eventually I'd like to switch to a 12-volt fridge instead of the 110.
Because we want to go solar.
And a quick correction to something we said earlier. We were told this is the 110-volt fridge. I'd asked if it was just 110 and gas, and they said, oh, it's just 110. Well, I'm sorry, looking at it, it's a 12-volt fridge, so they were wrong on that, which we were going to upgrade to a 12-volt fridge, so...
That's one less thing we have to do.
Done! Yeah, they got the flexible solar panels like they use on boats a lot too, that we can put a few of those on top of here, lithium battery, and then have this thing be pretty self-sufficient. Won't be able to run air conditioning, but everything else we'd be able to cover. Yeah, so hopefully we got our first trip planned for June. The plan was to just drive our normal vehicle up to Indy this summer for our Indy trip. We're debating now whether to take this. With gas prices and everything, we should just do it the other way. But we also kind of want to take this now. So we'll see what we decide on that. We want to go over to Alabama, spend some time over there. We've talked about hitting East Tennessee. So we'll see how much we get to this year. So hopefully we get you some more videos of us actually out in use once we get on the campsite, see how all this shakes out, see what we think of it, see what upgrades we can do.
I want to go in May and go, we have a campground just like 4 miles from us, and I want to go do a shakedown on this, and I want to drive it. So
Well,
we'll see how that goes. Well, pull it,
Same
whatever,
thing. Yeah.
same thing. So we'll see how that goes, because I figure 4 miles there and 4 miles back, at least I know if I can pull this thing or feel comfortable pulling it, I guess.
Yeah, she was a little intimidated with the last one, but especially once I get the steering gear upgraded on her Tahoe, she wants to try a little bit, so if she feels comfortable, then we can get a little bit bigger travel days. I like the 3-hour rule when you're towing. I think was it the 3 rule? The stop every 3 hours, don't go more than 300 miles and be off the road by 3.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good rule that a lot of the full-timers have. But even 300 miles, that's a couple 3-hour sections when you're pulling, especially if you start cutting through small towns. So then if we can trade off who's driving, that helps. So hopefully she likes it. She can do it.
Yeah, I'm more confident on this one because this one's smaller.
So, yeah, we like it so far. We'll see once we get actually on some extended trips in the smaller space what we think. We'll see what we think about the wet bath, and we'll update you guys real soon, hopefully.
Well, part of our thing is that we'd like to go simpler, so then we can do more, because we want to do more hiking.
Yeah.
We want to be outside more, so why drag a bigger camper? And
yeah, like we said, that's a good point. I mean, we've been focusing on, we just need to simplify things. So no slide, smaller, lighter. It's just it has what we need and just what we need.
Yeah.
And then instead of getting a more expensive truck, having expensive truck payments, or fixing up old trucks that are still overpriced where they're at now, we just put a little money in the Tahoe and it's fine.
And I can lift my Tahoe now a little bit. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I made the mistake of pointing out to Shannon now that, like, if we were to do a 2-inch lift and a little bit bigger tires, the roof line would line up about right with this. So now I'm going to be hearing that all the time. But yeah,
can't do it yet, but I want to do it.
Yeah, so this frees up a lot of other stuff for us. It's, like we said, it's simple.
Yeah.
And yeah, get bikes, paddleboards, and we'll be
doing pretty good.
All good.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
No.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. So yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.